Speed may bring about convenience, more time and extra cool factor, but also more cost, more fuel burn, more environmental concerns. But does that mean the future of flight for regular civilians will be less exciting? Well, not so. With future growth in air travel, more than ever has pressure been put on aircraft manufacturers and airlines to move towards decarbonization and lowering carbon emissions. And many aircraft manufacturers have started exploring electrification technologies on a smaller scale, lowering fuel burn and environmental impacts. Before we take a look at some of these, some challenges and the benefits, so then, electric aircraft sounds like something for the future, except it's actually here, just on a smaller scale. The king of electric aircraft development right now are private companies. Specifically, the largest is Eviation with their Alice aircraft, which will be flying with an actual airline Cape Air. The Alice may be small, but it packs a punch in moving towards an all-electric future. Larger electric aircraft of 80 seats and above are now in development. Airbus has their eFan-X program. While recently cancelled to preserve cash, many of the learning objectives have been met, while Rolls-Royce will continue work on the electric generator and systems that power electric aircraft. But Airbus has been touting an all-new single-aisle aircraft carrying 80 seats and above for short trips that could be launched by 2030, provided the technology all comes together to make sense. Till that date is met, there are still many challenges of electric flight. The big one is power-to-weight ratio. Today's aircraft are powered by kerosene, as these provide huge amounts of energy at the lowest possible weight. Their energy density is 42.8 megajoules per kilogram. Batteries though have lower energy density, at only 29 kilojoules per kilogram for the best lithium-ion batteries out there. That means to fly the same distance, the amount of batteries needed will weigh 1,475 times the weight of fuel. Impossible. Future battery technology could bring that down, with lighter battery cells, while new forms of energy recuperation could be incorporated to restore lost energy, but there is still a long way to go before we can simply swap out fuel jet engines for electric motors. Jet engines run on heating air inside the engine, but batteries don't like heat. One example would be the infamous issues with the Dreamliner's battery, which grounded the type after numerous battery fires back when the Dreamliner entered service. Since then, new solutions have solved problems and new safety nets implemented. As of now, due to the huge weight of batteries relative to energy produced, battery-powered aircraft only make sense for short commuter hops of around 600 nautical miles for light planes that require less energy. Going further than that, we need to look elsewhere. And that elsewhere could well involve the motor industry. Before batteries grew advanced, manufacturers have been selling more eco-friendly cars for a long time. Hybrids. In theory, hybrid aircraft would bring about lower fuel burn by reducing thrust needed from jet engines and substituting it with electric power. Hybrid aircraft could be the first step for commercial passenger planes 100 seats and above, while the technology of batteries continues to advance. Airbus's eFan-X is an example, with one of the engines swapped out for an electric motor. The key to a hybrid aircraft is to substantially increase the proportion of electrified power and make fossil fuels a primary boost for stages of flight that require high thrust. Beyond the eFan X, Airbus has been studying numerous concepts, including having a jet engine for takeoff and climb before switching to electric-only mode for parts of flight that require less thrust. Also, if batteries do not store enough charge, Airbus has studied adding a gas-powered turbine to generate electricity in flight that will in turn power the electric motors, significantly increasing the range of electric aircraft. The generator will not directly power the aircraft. Hybrid aircraft, though, do face issues. Weight of batteries and systems added will far exceed the fuel removed by having an electric motor, and more weight means more fuel burn. Airbus has compensated for the weight of wires added with new superconductivity cables that have ultra-low resistance. Furthermore, maintenance costs will be high to maintain both a fossil fuel power plant and electric power plant on one aircraft. Still, unlike supersonic flights, electrification will bring key benefits, lowering carbon emissions, noise levels, and the bottom line costs. That is what makes a difference in today's and tomorrow's aviation world. The industry must go down the path of decarbonization to go from connecting people around the world to connecting people around the world with lower impacts on the environment. And with new technologies in line, it's not a matter of if, but when we can step on board a hybrid aircraft. Electrified aircraft are certainly on a charge.